In 1995 and 1997, Seth MacFarlane created two animated short films titled The Life of Larry and Larry and Steve, the latter of which was later aired on Cartoon Network during a segment called What a Cartoon. Executives at Fox saw the short films and hired Seth to develop a new animated series called Family Guy. The cool thing is though, is that many of the characters in the two short films were carried over to Family Guy. For example, the two main characters, Larry and Steve, had almost the exact same voice as Peter and Brian.
You know, I once had a Jack Russell Terrier that spoke Dutch, but I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Listen to me. If you don't get me out of here, I will be put to sleep. Are you listening? Do you understand?
A side character that crashed a plane is obviously the inspiration for Quagmire.
My goodness, Ricky, look what you've done. Oh, heck, I can't stay mad at you. Come on, I'll buy you a licorice whip.
It's so strange because, I remember watching the Larry and Steve cartoon several times as a kid, and then a couple of years later when Family Guy started airing, I always thought Brian reminded me of someone, but I could never figure out why. Every single episode has a phrase with the word hell in it, and most commonly it's in the form of what the hell.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh, what the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell are you doing in here?
Who the hell lives here?
What the hell's going on here?
Oh, hell no!
Seth MacFarlane has also worked on other animated shows such as Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, and Johnny Bravo. While working on Johnny Bravo, Seth wrote an episode with a side character named Adam West, of course based on and voiced by Adam West, the actor himself. And he might remind you of someone.
Here on the Adam West Show, I help people just like you to fight those everyday villains you meet in your hometown.
This guy was of course the inspiration for the character Mayor Adam West in Family Guy. The opening is actually a parody of the sitcom All in the Family.
But where are those good old fashioned
we had it made? Those were the days.
It's possible that the idea for Stewie was actually stolen from a comic titled Jimmy Corrigan, the Smartest Kid on Earth. The comic is about an intelligent infant child with a football-shaped head who invents things to escape from his mother. So even if it is a coincidence, those are some pretty specific similarities. In the original pilot for the show, Lois was blonde and many of the characters had different coloring overall. This is also why Chris is the only blonde in the family, as Meg shared the hair color with Peter and Chris was supposed to share it with Lois. And Cleveland, well, sounded like this.
Is my kid over here? Forget it, false alarm.
Interesting to notice that Cleveland is actually voiced by a white guy. Meg Griffin's real name is actually Megatron Griffin after Peter changed it. Meg has also had 3 different voice actors so far. Quagmire is 61 years old and throughout the show he's been left-handed in almost every situation. The chicken Peter fights from time to time is named Ernie. Joe's wife Bonnie was pregnant for 7 years, or 116 episodes. Peter's full name is Peter Löwenbräu Griffin. The pilot is the most viewed episode in the entire series with just over 22 million views. In comparison, the pilot for The Simpsons pulled in only 13 million. But ever since, the numbers have declined and the current season has had some of the lowest ratings so far. Then again, the show has been cancelled and resurrected 2 times before, so what ends up happening remains to be seen. Unlike the uncertainty surrounding the location of Springfield in The Simpsons, the fictional city Quahog in Family Guy takes place in Rhode Island. This is mostly because Seth went to college there. Quahog is also the name of a clam commonly found in Rhode Island and is the reason the bar in the show is named the Drunken Clam. Even though Seth created the show, he's only been the writer of 3 episodes so far. On the other hand, he's the voice actor behind Peter, Brian, Stewie, Quagmire, Tom Tucker, Mr. Pewtersmith, Dr. Hartman, and some other minor characters. So whenever you see these characters talking to each other, it's actually just Seth talking to himself. So for example, in the episode Brian and Stewie, he's just talking to himself for the entire episode.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, hot crowd tonight, hot crowd.
It's not you, it's not me, it's all together. Try to change all the harm we